The Neurocast from Truthsayers. Simon Stapleton talks to Jason Brennan about the Global Working From Home Survey.
I think it was around the summer of last year when we first kind of started talking about this and thinking about absolutely how could we reach out to many people.
We conceived the idea of measuring what people are feeling, truly feeling about working from home.
When we first kind of started talking about this, we had no idea how long COVID was going to go on, but we certainly wanted to get an idea of what it was like for people at home, telling us what it's really like.
I mean, obviously, with the neurotech platform, measures feeling and sentiment rather than just what people choose to say. You know, it seemed like a perfect application of that technology.
I think we both know as well that there's lots of ways to survey people, and I think lots of people are kind of a little bit bored with standard surveys and the kind of tick box multi-choice. So, you know, when we first started talking together, it was like, well, how could we not only gather this information but make it interesting for participants? You know, so with the neurotech platform, it was just ideal to do that, to get people really buzzed with the kind of the newness and the freshness of the neurotech platform, and even the fun of it, to be quite honest.
Right.
So it was great partnering up together and kind of conceiving this, big piece of work, Simon, right? It was a big piece of work that we did, kind of reaching out to 80.
Yeah, we had no idea how big it was going to be. Obviously, you set these things as a nucleus of an idea, and you let it run. And what was interesting, I thought, Jason, was it wasn't just the people in the UK and Ireland and people we talk and engage with every day. It's people from around the world. So we had people in the Far East, we had them in Cambodia, we had them in South Africa, we had them, almost every country you could think of. We had people taking part, which was just fascinating. The other thing is, because the platform is multilingual, it will interpret the survey in most major languages. We had representation from China, from Hungary, from all these languages that I had no chance of ever speaking. But it was fascinating to be able to see the results between these different countries and cultures.
We had this lofty idea. Let's go global and let's see what happens. And I don't think any of us knew what that might look like in the end. The amount of kind of responses we got, I think, when we were checking in as a team, as it progressed, we were getting more and more excited about the amount of people taking the time to do it, and two, the amount of countries. I mean, 80 countries in the end is very substantial.
Yeah, it made the report far more interesting, and it showed the differences between the cultures and the languages, and not just that. We also showed the difference between people in different levels of the organization, and different demographics.
And one of the lovely things about this survey was because it was able to get to so many people so quickly, and so many people were open to doing it, we were able to see the similar stuff in different countries, and then also slightly different stuff in different countries.
I was going to say, Jason, because we used the two methods. We used the cognitive, the traditional style based on a tick box, and we used the neurotech, which gets to the sentiment and the feelings. And the non-conscious response, and you look at the two and the difference. It was fascinating to see that actually, as far as authenticity is concerned, where what you say and what you feel are aligned, that when it came to work, people would tend to be quite authentic about their response. But it was the things like food, where people are actually, you could say people are fooling themselves about their eating habits through lockdown, because that biscuit barrel is always within reach, right?
Yeah. And again, that's one of the beauties of the way we did the survey. You'd have the cognitive side saying, actually, no, I'm eating pretty well. And I'd include myself in this as well. I would be fooling myself by saying that I'm eating quite well. Or at least I'm not fully conscious of the
exactly that
bits and pieces that I was doing. So to see the cognitive dissonance, or the difference between how people answered the cognitive question and then how they reacted, if you will, to the neurotech way of answering, and showing the difference. I think and it was quite a stark difference, right?
Was,
Simon, a big difference between what people well, how people thought they were eating and how they felt,
Right.
they were eating was quite different.
Yeah, by 30, 40% in some cases. Yeah, it was significant difference.